Welcome to Silver Streak, a beginner's journey into investing in precious metals, comprehending the market, and the geopolitical forces that drive them. I'm Roder, a construction worker, a UAV pilot, and a newly bit silver and gold bug. I'm not a financial advisor or a pro. I'm here to share my opinion, to learn, and to educate. Since silver has been around for 5,000 years, we definitely have some ground to cover. Wow, this picture says it all to me. 2020, the year that has us all thinking differently. Whether it's a great awakening or it's just a better awareness of our financial and our political situation. We have been forced into turmoil and stress, and we have all experienced things that we have never experienced before. So to me, it has me thinking about my finances. Let's face it. Since the U.S. dollar has been put on the fiat system, we've lost like 95% of our purchasing power, and it's that purchasing power that has the American people so embattled between taxes and work and not being able to balance their lives. Um, that we have to, it's reaching a critical point. So, how much more inflation can this dollar possibly withstand? It's already battled massive amounts of inflation in the last 20 years alone. So it's being pushed. It's being pushed to the point that it must evolve. It must be reevaluated. And I personally believe, listening to the people that I've been listening to, that this evaluation of the U.S. dollar is pointing it into a dual dimension of stability and wealth. And the way they are going to do that is with digital and physical currency that are based on assets. Okay, and those assets are going to be in precious metals, commodities, and in the new gold standard or the gold backed currencies that are coming out. I don't know if some of you guys have seen, but Ghana has an Orem note now. I've seen Utah has Orem notes, and I've seen Nevada has Orem notes. So I'm curious to see how many other countries, states, how many more of these Orem notes are going to surface. And I don't know if you guys know what Orem is, but it's gold. It's a gold that they're able to add into polyester and weigh it and verify it, and it might change how we see a physical type of currency. But in order to do that, I do believe that we are going to have to break away from the Federal Reserve System. This central bank right here has kept the U.S. in debt and kept us all heavily, heavily taxed, paying for political agendas that we really don't need to be paying for. And I think Trump feels that way. I honestly think the President of the United States is helping to push as much debt as he can onto this Federal Reserve System, whereas other administrations in the past have done the reverse. They put the debt on us and bailed out the states. President Trump isn't going to do that. He's not for the central bankers. He's for us. So I do believe that this evolution is going to take place. I don't think it's going to be instantaneous. I think it's going to take a couple of years, but I think in those couple of years is what we're going to see the precious metals market rise to new levels. They're talking, and the financial speculators are out there saying, that silver could comfortably finish the year at $50 an ounce. And so let's get into the silver. I mean, so when the fiat dollar is just burdened with inflation and it's crushing everything, and you can't, it's dying, it's burning out like a star. How do you protect your wealth? How do you protect the money that you have left until the reset occurs? Or beyond that. If you invested in $1,000 of silver today, and silver in 2 years goes to $800, the 30 ounces of silver you buy today or this week or this month is going to be worth $24,000. Where are you going to see a return like that? I don't know where else you're going to see a return like that other than in precious metals. So my answer, what I've been drawn to, is how do you protect your wealth is in silver. So let's just take a quick look at some silver. It's beautiful. It's to me, it's the most beautiful precious metals. I like silver. And here we got some bars. We got a 10-ounce bar, a 5-ounce bar, and a 1-ounce bar. And you can see here, these are 9999 plus fine silver. All right, and that's it. And it's all in a 10 troy ounces. Silver is weighed in troy ounces. Well, most of the precious metals are. Every once in a while, you get one of these rounds that are not, but I think that's just because they're a round. And here we have some rounds. Here I'm going to show you some rounds and some fractional coins, and these are great. Some of these are very collectible. Some of them have like the one you see there in the plastic case, the square plastic case. That is a graded American Eagle or Silver Eagle, and those are highly sought after collectibles. But you do see some fractionals here. There's some 1/10 Walking Liberties. We got a 1/2 ounce Walking Liberty, 2 1-ounce Silver Eagles, and a Paul Revere 1/2 ounce round. And these are currency. These could be the way that you pay for something in the near future. I mean, we could go to trading physical silver for product. It's very possible. So when you're building your portfolio and you're looking at investing in silver, I highly recommend going with fractionals, build a varied portfolio, do different things, and we'll go through that in different episodes as we cover more ground and we explore more things. We will definitely talk more about different options and different sizes of silver to invest with. So moving forward, we looked at the diverse types of bullion that are out there, and the best advice I can give you guys is buy at this time, at this moment in history right now, buy as much of this as you can afford. If you got to make some sacrifices in your life, if you got to do without the box of wine or the 12-pack of beer or any other nefarious things that, we take part in, I suggest you put it down. I suggest if you're living week to week like I am, if you're struggling like most of us are, this is a critical point in history where you can make a really big difference for your family, for yourself. And in the short time that I've been involved in this, I've learned a great deal. And just having it around, just touching it and looking at it has changed my life. So the other thing I can say to you when you're investing in silver and you're making a decision is just don't buy stocks or shares. Buy physical asset. Remember, what you hold is what you own. So make sure you take care of yourself. And with that, we're gonna move forward here, and we're gonna take a look. Cause I could talk about this stuff all night. I like to look at some graphs. We're gonna look at some graphs, and we are gonna look at the historical performance of silver. And here we are from 1991. It looks like, oh my goodness, maybe almost to September 2019. And man, look at this. We can see that silver is riding a floor up until 2003. It's pretty stable. It's doing what the markets do. The markets tend to bounce up and down a lot. There's a lot of volatility there. And that's only because there are a lot of stocks that are being traded against them. There's a lot of political things that go on in the backgrounds that are driving a lot of this stuff. In fact, you can put the graphs are like a roadmap to the geopolitical scene. You can actually go and link dates to actual political events or geofinancial events, whether they be catastrophes, whether they be elections, whether they be new technology. You can go and look at all this stuff, and it drives the market. It will make the market fluctuate. It's absolutely wild, and you can learn a lot from the graphs. So let's keep on going, and we'll look at some more graphs. And I like these two graphs. These graphs I like because here we're looking at two graphs from different markets. And you can see here we're looking at US dollars in ounce. And we're looking at 2005. I'll move this over a little bit here, and it goes right to the end of 2017. And we make all these. So silver likes to make all these stair-stepping up and stair-stepping down. And every time, historically, you look at all these graphs, you start to see a pattern. When it drops real hard, it steps up real hard, and it will climb up and then and climbs down. And here, in this area here, we're like, wow, 2000, 2011, 2013, it was like worth $50 an ounce almost. Kind of like where we've seen it go in the middle of the summer. But what do we know about both times in history? In both times in history, the federal bank and the dollar were taking a huge beating. So, in order to supplement their money, what does the Fed do? They drive the price. So, we'll see the markets of silver move and fluctuate. I think some of this also here in the later part of this graph here had to do with some things with Greece and other things, but it's all political. It's all about money and it's all about politics. These people use these graphs, they use this knowledge to protect their wealth and their assets, and we should be doing the same thing. I like this one. This is an interesting graph that somebody put together. And again, we're looking at the spot price of silver. So this is before you pay a premium. This is so just think about this. Right now, the spot price of silver is 27.26 or 27.40 tonight. That's the spot price. Now, can you imagine if they made this graph with the premium on it? Because the premium is going to run even higher than this, because the premium is what you pay your broker. You know, he's going to take a little bit of cash for exchanging the debt note into asset. But this graph is cool because I like this graph because here, this line here, this fluidity line, this line that flows through the graph, is actually interest on MasterCard. And and why I find this interesting is because interest is low when the silver price is low and the dollar is doing good. But as the dollar starts to fail and the gold and the silver, and I'm sure gold followed the same way. As the silver goes up because the dollar is failing, what do we see? Look, we got this little high curve in the interest rate. So they're raising interest rates as the dollar is falling. They're bleeding us dry right here. They are literally bleeding us dry. And what happens here? Look at the market comes together, and interest and the silver kind of reach a plateau together. And there was probably some stability, and we all took a breath of fresh air and got on with our lives. So there is a lot of history in these historical graphs. So they're really good to look at. All right, and this is another one. Here we can look at, wow, we got a lot here. We got 1980 to 2010. So here's a 30-year graph. And you can see how, look at this. We rode a floor. We had some action here in the 80s. And this here, I'm pretty sure, was probably driven by the early 70s, the dollar coming off the gold standard onto the fiat, and the trouble with the money. Again, metal goes up. So, and here we have the stabilization of the dollar, right? We all had a good time in the early 90s. Life wasn't so bad. We did the Reagan years and all that good stuff. And here we go. We entered the 2005 area after 2001, and we entered the Democratic and the political war machine, and we see nothing but higher metal prices, because at this point the dollar, this is where we started losing all of our purchasing power. All right, it took years. This took years to happen. But what do? We come down here and we look at this. 30 days, silver's up. 6 months, silver's up. 1 year, silver's up. 5 years, silver is still going up. You're not going to lose your money, guys. You're not going to lose it. You're only going to make money. We're going to have to ride it. Are there going to be ups and downs? Yes. Is it going to be interesting? Absolutely. Will you learn a lot? Yep, you sure will. You're going to learn. This is what I learned. I learned that it's all a pattern. You see it dip and it comes back up. So you listen to the pros, you listen to the people like Lynette Zhang, and you listen to guys like Pimpy, and you listen to all those guys, and you say, wow, what do they say? They say buy on the dip. And they're right. Because when the price dips, the premium dips, and you're gonna increase your ounces, you're gonna stack them ounces, and you're gonna get them at a better rate, so that when the market bounces back, your investment is gonna be worth more. And that's what's pushing me to buy in the silver market. It's affordable, it's stable, it's a good place for people who work every day and want to better themselves. It's a good place to put your money, to put a little extra money. You know, Grandma always told you save for a rainy day. Well, this is what she was talking about. This is how you really save for a rainy day. You put this stuff up. You can't just go to the ATM and pull it out and spend it because the kid wants something. Once you buy it and you put it up, you're gonna have to sell it and pay a premium back when you sell it, and that makes it you think about it, right? It makes you think about it. So, with that, I think we covered some good information of why I'm going towards silver, why some of the pros are saying to go towards silver. They're also watching the look what your big insurance companies are doing, and all your big police benevolent associations, your retirement funds, your IRAs. They're all making a switch. They're all putting 5 or 10% of their assets into precious metals, and irregardless of what happens in the next 3 months, the next 4 months before the end of the year, we're going to see it go up. We're going to see minor corrections before we see a major correction. And once we see the evaluation, I think some people are going to be out of range. I don't think everybody can be getting to the market once this goes up. So I'm really stressing to people to get into the market now. Because you're going to do good. You're going to do really good. I'm going to do good. We're all going to do good. So with that, I'm going to take us on our, let's see, what do we got next? Oh, here's a great graph. I forgot I put this one in here for a second. So I love Silver Eagles, all right? So here we got a couple of graphs, and we are looking at a Silver American Eagle premium over spot. So this is the graph I was talking about. Could you imagine what the graph would look like if it was premium over spot? And here we go. We've got one from 2013 to July of 2015, and we can see that the Silver Eagle, it's, as much as it bounced up and down, it gained. So if you look at the low and you look at the high and you drew two lines there, those would be your floor. That in between that's the floor. That's the floor. So if you see where it made a low, and she right here in the beginning, 2013, she went real low, and then she's bouncing up, and we get high again. But look at the next low. The next low isn't as low, and even after that, when it takes another spill, it's never as low as it was in 2013. And here we go. We go back up. We go back up. We hit one of these little horns, and we go down again. We go down again, but we go back up. And when we do go down again, we go find the next floor. It's never lower than the previous floor. So we are never going to see $20 an ounce again. I do not think we'll see it. I just do not. I think their stops are in place. I think they're going to protect themselves. I think if you see it go down around $24 an ounce, I think you'll be very lucky. And here's another great graph. We can look at the gold American Eagle. These are beautiful as well. And here you see you can see the premium price running just above spot. And you can see sometimes they're not, you got to watch. Sometimes spot is a little bit higher, historically than it is. And then sometimes it's a lot lower. So if you look at the graphs, they're very educational, and then you can see the pattern. So right now we're in that pattern. We're in a pattern where we're on a floor. Prices aren't bad, and the premium over spot is not as high as it was in the past. So it's really a great opportunity to get in there and stack some silver. Like I said, a little bit adds up to a lot. That's what my wife always tells me. That's what got me going. I just made the commitment to do it, and I've made some changes in how I spend my extra cash, and I'm putting it all towards silver right now. And I think it's going to be a great thing from what I'm reading and how I'm educating myself. It's been awesome. So we're going to go to a video now, and we're going to take a 5 minutes to watch this video and see why silver has had such an impact on humanity through the 5,000 years of its existence. So let's check this out. This is by the Silver Institute. It's a great video. All right.
Silver. In any language, it is one of the most widely used and indispensable precious metals in modern society. Throughout history, silver has played a key role in many of civilization's greatest advancements.
It is. It is an element of change. It will change your life as well as the people around you. There it is. Money, the oldest money around. I had I had no idea it did that. This is some good stuff right here. This is how it comes together. Indispensable. That's what he just said. With all these satellites going up, this stuff is going to be very important. Here's the industrial and tech drive behind the metal. It does not harm humans. Isn't that amazing? Solar panels. It's used in solar panels. So, yep. Space exploration. That's what I think. Space. There you go. There's some bars, some coins. Look at all those bars with 2011 on them, huh? All right, so there you go. Silver, the element of change. And I tell you what, where I've been going and shopping for a lot of my silver and checking out, I mean, you want to talk about a great website and awesome staff. I have been going to the Money Metals Exchange. Man, you guys have got to check this out. They've got just about everything that you could think of. They've got graphs, they've got articles. You can do research right on their website. You can look at product. You can chat with a live person. I highly recommend this site. I highly recommend making an order with them. I highly recommend calling them up. They were wonderful. These, I mean, I for a total human experience where you can actually get on the phone and get somebody customer service, and they're just happy to help you. This company was great. So they have been nice enough to set up a promo code for my viewers. You guys can use the promo code SilverStreak. It's a one-time promo code, and if you spend up to over $100, you'll get a free half ounce of silver. And they also have another promotion going on this month, which is fantastic, which goes back to what I was saying earlier, that if you spend $1,000, not only are you going to use my promo code and get a half ounce Paul Revere, but they will give you a half ounce Buffalo Round. So there you are. You're going to get $1,000, which is going to a great way to start an investment in silver. You're going to get an extra ounce of silver, which is going to be free. So it's below spot. It's got no premium attached. It's great when you get free silver because it makes the average of all the other silver better when it starts to gain value. Guys, go check out Money Metals Exchange. Use the promo code. Enjoy it. Have some fun with it. Let's take a look here. I think I've got, yeah, look at that. That Paul Revere silver round. That thing is awesome. I mean, talk about patriotism. That's the pure sign of patriotism. So thank you very much for joining me on my first show, and just kind of breaking the ice here with the silver exchange and the metals market. And we'll have many more shows. There's a lot of information to cover, and stay tuned. If you liked it, please please subscribe to the channel. Throw me a message, shoot me some messages. If we have something to discuss on the next show, let's discuss it. Let's do it. Let's check it out. I had a lot of fun tonight, showing you guys why I feel silver is the best investment at the moment to escape the collapsing fiat dollar and build some real dynastic wealth for your family. Something that can go beyond the scope of this month or next month. We're talking years. And it's going to make dramatic change in your life. The stuff, go watch some videos. I'll post plenty of links in my description to show you where I'm getting my research from. You can listen to the same people I listen to, and we can all get back here on the next show and talk about it. So with that, thank you very much for watching Silver Streak, and we will be with you next time. Thank you. You guys be good.